expecting to see the heavy slam block here. With Gengar, will it be a Dream Eater? Will it be the other one, the Hex? Because Dream Eater will, as you say, Gengar, really good one, and all of a sudden it can just drop 3 KOs, 4 KOs. But the Dream Eater does take a lot of skill.
I know it sounds really dumb being, especially streaming a Pokemon game. Both the movesets just do the exact same thing in my head. They just appear. He just appears and he jumps around and he just kills you the entire team. I'm not good enough at really telling the difference. It's been a while since I played with Gengar. I just know that I hate playing against him because he's so strong. We do have a very aggressive Goodra here, putting a lot of pressure on the Buzzwole. Unfortunately, he will go down as a result of it though.
Oh, but the Hooper manages to pick up the Buzzwole. That's a really big pickup there. Really tasty. Gengar, well, Haunter has just managed to evolve best holo skin in the game, trainers, by the way. But is it going to be Dream Eater or Hex? I think that was a Dream Eater we just saw there.
Don't ask me. Please don't ask me. I don't know.
Interesting Dream Eater to pull there because it does have, I think, a 7-second cooldown, which is quite long. Especially if you're going to get well farm when there's others around. This is going to be quite tough for Gengar though because Buzzwole will shut Gengar down.
So as a Gengar fan, what is really the big difference between the two movesets?
So with Hex, you drop the Sludge Bomb and then you can use Hex, I think it's like 5 or 6 times in a row. Whereas Dream Eater, so you're throwing it kind of at range and then it'll put them to sleep for I think about a second and then you use it again and you'll go onto them and drop damage. But if you use it with Shadow Ball, you do more damage, and the cooldown will also reset if you do get a KO. So you see Gengar popping off like triple KOs or quadrupers because it's managing to get the resets on the KOs.
All I heard was it basically does the same thing. He just jumps around and it's all a load of nonsense.
Pretty much, Rover. You're 100% spot on there.
I actually, Gengar had a really strong point in the game at one point where he was like just the strongest speedster, and I thought it was really. I was talking about really bad mechanics in the game. I always thought Gengar was one of the examples because there's not really much you can do about Gengar once he starts his chain of damage, right?
Yeah, Gengar is a really difficult mon to balance because if you tweak it a bit too much, it is busted. But if you don't give it enough, there's no point playing it. It's a really hard mon to balance, and they've kind of put that on themselves. But I don't mind the position it is in at the moment. Cinderace is trying to dominate here, and they are doing very well. They're picking up kills. They are level 7. Gengar coming in, but Buzzwole's like, nah. That's going to be a tough matchup for the Gengar.
So you think Buzzwole was a good counter? Is this because of the he's picking up and throw?
Exactly that, mate. The thing is, if you get CC'd when you've thrown your Dream Eater and you've not pressed the button again to jump to them on Dream Eater, you can't use it again. You kind of... Buzzwole just does the thing where it takes you out of your combos.
So it makes it even more of an interesting pick to see why did they go for the Gengar for the last pick, knowing that they were coming against the Buzzwole.
Yeah, I think they've done it to try and shut down the Cinderace because it can 1KO a Cinderace. But the thing is, it takes a lot of skill because Cinderace is really hard to target. But we see the Cinderace coming in there. Gengar managing to finish off the Regirock with a Shadow Ball after the Cinderace ult. That was a really good pickup by N on Gengar there.
Yeah, me just trying to like low-key talk shit about Gengar as a Pokemon and he just steals the bottom objective. Yeah, this is a really nice look.
Oh, we did just lose you for a second there, Robo. I don't know if your mic went out. I think you're back.
No, sorry, I was hiccuping. I was trying to stop.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, they tried to go for the Lecky there, but Apagnan coming back with the Buzzwole and the Cinderace just doing enough to actually get it themselves. Buzzwole is going to push onto this gold because they have got a lot of damage they can drop. They've got an ult. Lecky does go in with that, and I think they're going to get a massive overcap here. 38 overcap. Pikachu ults, picks up the Cinderace, but I think the Buzzwole's going to do enough to stop the Pikachu there. Oh no, it manages to get out. They picked up the Gengar jumping in instead.
Yeah, and they had to do that. While that team fight was going on, we did just see the Gengar just zero in on that Cinderace, and as you said, just one-shot it. And there was literally nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, Gengar ult, the whole point of a Gengar ult is one, to either target the carry on the other side. Like, the target of that Gengar in these fights is going to be the Cinderace or the Mew, because it will 1KO them, or to secure an objective with it.
Yeah, I must say it's the Gengar's job really this game is going to be to try and just kill the Mew, sorry, and the Cinderace. We just saw a really good example of that in the last team fight because as we saw, Cinderace up until that point he was just kind of just sitting pretty and at the back just tearing through the Hooper, and he can do that to really whoever he wants. A lot of people think Cinderace is a bit of a brain dead Pokemon. I completely agree. As a Cinderace main, he's a brain dead Pokemon, and that's why I like to use him.
Yeah, the thing is though, Klaus, what he's doing here is he's actually leveling up the Cinderace as much as he can, because the thing is, if you get that Cinderace to level 13, level 14, the speed that, I mean, you can see it here, we're seeing a good example of it ripping this Regisalia, the speed it can attack is just unparalleled.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's so strong. I mean, the weakest, funny enough, I was just going to say the weakest part of the Pokemon is probably his ult. I do find his ult a little bit underwhelming. It's not really, I've really struggled to like secure things with it. And I kind of also feel like it's a bit of a waste to secure things with it. That being said, leave him alone. There's a reason why the community don't particularly always like Cinderace, because all he does is auto attack. Yeah. But he's also probably one of the best auto attackers in the game, maybe to, I don't know, Garchomp or Decidueye, something like that, because it's so fast, and especially once he gets his level, I believe it's his level 11, he gets the attack speed boost off of his Blaze Kick. It's ridiculous. It's like a machine gun.
Yeah, it really is. It's literally like a Gatling gun. Crazy to see. I mean, we see Apagnan coming up here to get this Regieleki again. They're going to be zoning. I mean, Klaus on level 12 on that Cinderace. I don't even think they're going to be able to get in as he here before they even manage to rip it. That's going to be huge for them, because they do have the T2 up, and it is on 37, so they could push this and break that, but I think they're going to be leaving that and go score bottom by the looks of it.
Yeah, big example of what we literally just said about Cinderace. They absolutely tore through that objective. You've got to shut him down. You've got to make sure that he's oppressed all the time. And not to keep repeating myself, Gengar is probably one of the best Pokemon to do that.
Yeah. The difficulty of Gengar is they've picked this Buzzwole, and it is a hard counter for Gengar, as you saw there. So Gengar's really going to try and target the Squishies, but with a Buzzwole in a team fight and the Snorlax, it's going to be really tough for them. And we can see that reflected in the score. We have a 307 to 157, but they are managing to keep in this HEHEHEHA.
Yeah, HEHEHEHA doing a really good job of trying to replay, even when they are having their team wiped, they are quick to respond and stop Apagnan trying to get essentially too far a lead. We are seeing a 300 to 100, 307 to 157, but in no way is this game over.
Absolutely not. And Gengar's just hit level 14, which is really good. But then on the other side of it, Cinderace has also hit level 14, possibly level 15. If it does get the rotation of the jungle, that will be massive, because a level 15 Cinderace is just unrivaled.
Yeah, no, completely agree. It looks like the Goodra trying to get a sneaky 45 at the top there, but Buzzwole has caught him. He really needs this Gengar to help him out here. Buzzwole being relentless, might take him down. Does the Hooper Portal save him? Oh, he jumps out of it. He's going, might regret that, but they might be able to pick up the kill here. Oh, nice ult there from the game. Maybe come out a little bit too soon, but he's able to go through the portal and stay alive.
Yeah, at least he does manage to stay alive. They didn't really get as much out of that one as they wanted. Oh, he's come back and got get up by the Buzzwole. That was a risky move as that, unfortunately. But, I mean, he has still in this. They do still have 4 ults going. They have the Hooper ult as well. But level 15 on Klaus. Huge beam to pick up the Slowbro there. I don't know if they're going to be able to get in for Apagnan, who are just going to drop as much damage as they can.
Yeah, unfortunately, just losing their main tank there. That's really gonna hurt, and Goodra goes down. I mean, they need to stop feeding trickle feed kills to them, and use the Hooper out, as you said, and try and 5v5.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is you've got to try and regroup. You've got Buzzwole, who was going to try and score top there, but they've come back to join the fight. Like, Apagnan are just on the offensive here. You can see them on this side, and I don't think he just quite know how to get in there. The thing is, you do not want to get in a poke battle with this Mew beam, because you're not going to survive it.
Yeah, and especially with the Snorlax able to just do the heavy slam and knock them up, it just kind of serves it to him on the platter. And here we go. Here's the fight we needed. Cinderace has been caught out by the Slowbro, but he is alive. Nice ult coming down on the Goodra. He's going to poke away at him. Now the Hooper's in trouble from the Cinderace, chasing him down. Even though he has evolved, I don't think he's going to be able to survive this. Gengar does pick up a kill in the Buzzwole though, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Cinderace ripping through that Hooper. Oh, Gengar. Unlucky dude.
That is unfortunate. That was a perfect example of how Cinderace can be so dominant in this Ray fight, because not only can he keep you at range, but boy does that drop damage.
Yeah, and it's a surrender there from HEHEHEHA. So that's going to be the first game going to Apagnan. Nicely done, very nicely done.
It really was, and I tell you what, throughout most of that game there, Robo, it was quite even across the way. There was only a few more points in it for Apagnan over HEHEHEHA, so they really did manage to keep in it there, but unfortunately, Apagnan was just so dominant in that Ray fight that there wasn't a lot more HEHEHEHA could have done.
Yeah, looking at now, hindsight's a powerful feeling, but just reflecting on looking at these teams now, I would definitely say that HEHEHEHA definitely maybe picked a team which relies solely on the Gengar for damage. I mean, Pikachu does do damage, there's no denying that, but realistically, when you compare it to a Buzzwole, a Cinderace, and a Mew, they're definitely out damaged this draft.